Hey explorers, today I am having a full day in Napa Valley. I'm currently driving out from my hotel to go to Napa Valley and to go on the wine train, but make it afternoon tea. And then afterwards, I'm going to walk around to see a little bit of the sights, go to a tasting at the Brown Estate, and finish up my day at Vin En Noir for another tasting. At the end of the video, I'll give you a review and recap of the day so you can know what to look forward to when going to Napa Valley. So if you are new here, before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe and welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Now let's get into today's video. Let's go on the Napa Valley Wine Train. When you arrive, you'll see some lovely decor inside the train depot, and you'll walk straight into the check-in desk. You must arrive at 10:30 a.m. to check in to get your boarding pass and any important information. You can then wait in this waiting area, go to the gift shop, go to the restroom, and lounge around before boarding at 11 a.m.
Your attention please. At this time, all passengers with the letter E stamped on your boarding pass, please proceed through the west double doors marked to train. All other passengers, please remain inside the station until your boarding has been announced. Once again, all passengers with the letter E.
My boarding zone E was called, so I'm going to board the train. But make sure you sit tight and wait until your boarding letter is called, just like boarding the airplane. I am boarding the train. I was in group E for the afternoon tea, and when you board, they take a piece of your ticket and then they take a photo. So let me head to my train. I love me a great train ride, and I really would have enjoyed doing the wine cars of the train, but you must have at least 2 people to book the train experience when it includes wine. So that's kind of unfortunate. It definitely penalizes the solo traveler, but hey, I do enjoy afternoon tea, and being on the train is just lovely. So this ticket cost me $225 for the afternoon lunch, the tea experience, and the train ride for 3 hours. As you can see here, this is the map. And then you start off with a first course of soup, which was delicious, as you can see here. But be sure to pay attention to the scenery. You'll see so many vineyards and wonderful mountain areas along the way, along this train ride. Next up is the seasonal green salad.
Would be its next door neighbor. That lovely pyramid, as I like to call it, is known as Opus 1. Opus 1 is the first French-American collaboration in the valley. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might not believe this, but from the beginning of the grocery store to right here, the end of Nickel and Nickel, that's the entirety of Oakville. This side, you'll notice down this hall of trees, as I like to call it, a house all the way down.
Time for the snack tower. Okay, trying the cucumber chive.
What are we feeling?
Decent. This one's good. I forgot the name of this tea. Next, trying the chicken salad. Tastes like curry is on this. I'm disappointed. Oh, nice. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Time for dessert. So much dessert. Okay, just finished with the Napa Valley Wine Train. As you know, I went on the afternoon tea train, the Chandon something, because I couldn't go on the other trains because it required at least 2 people. But the afternoon tea was actually quite gorgeous. The actual car was decorated nicely. They brewed, you don't get to choose like for them to make a certain tea. They have 4 teas already brewed that you can choose from. So they had a chamomile, an Earl Grey, a Rubio something, and a Chinese black tea. 2 were caffeinated and 2 were not. And then they had things you could put in there like milk, sugar, honey, and all of that. And then they also had a spread menu. All of it was really good. A lot of food, even though the sizes look small, but it was a lot. It was a lot of food, but definitely enjoyed my time on the train. So that was a great activity to start the day 2 in California. So now I am actually about to go find an EV charging station, and then I have a reservation at the Brown Estate for a wine tasting finally at 4 o'clock. So yeah, I'll probably just walk around a bit before going there. Okay, now I'm just wandering downtown Napa because the train ride ended a little bit before 2:30. So for the train ride, it departs at 11:30, and you're gonna be gone 3 hours. And I originally was like, oh, it's not gonna be enough food because this is afternoon tea. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and have lunch, and then I don't have to have a reservation at one of the tasting rooms. And yeah, not hungry. And my first tasting is at 4:30 at the Brown Estate. So I'm just gonna wander around downtown Napa. I've already stopped in like a art studio or something where local artists have their art on display there, but you can't take video or photos in there. So, and then I went into Copperfield's Books, kind of small, but it was a cute little stop. So let's go and wander around downtown Napa. Now I am at Veterans Memorial Park, which is right here in downtown Napa. Some water down here. I was wondering what was beneath the bridge. I was originally walking to see like this Napa art walk, and it was literally one mural. I don't know if it's like that all the time, but like that's not an art walk. That is just one mural. Walking around Napa, you will see a lot of shops, clothing shops. You'll see some places for art, and of course a lot of restaurants and wine. So there's more to do in Napa than just wine, but it's still a pretty small town, but still enough to enjoy a nice weekend here. What I've been waiting for, the tasting at the Brown Estate. My reservation is at 4:30 and it's 4:19, so I'm gonna head on in. Let's hop inside the Brown Estate for my tasting. So one thing to know when you are booking your reservation, you're going to have to really follow and track the website because it was really hard to get a reservation here because they are booked out. So make sure you pay attention to that website and book as soon as you see a reservation available if you really want to go to this tasting room.
Both have them in their own kind of category. This one has, so it's coming from Calistoga. Less than 100 cases produced annually.
Oh, wow.
It's just known for...
And the last tasting. Ooh, that is
Really good.
Made it to the brownie state. So I am walking from the brownie state, headed to my second and last wine tasting of the day, which is at Vin En Noir. And it's about a 6-minute walk from the Brown Estate tasting room. Now, mind you, the Brown Estate, they do have their own vineyards out away where people cannot visit, and actually the family lives there. And I learned today that they actually practice regenerative farming, and they actually don't even use all of their land for their vineyards. They actually support the local environmental life. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I did a wine tasting in Atlanta of the Brown Estate and House of Brown Wines with their master sommelier, which is one of 4 Black master sommeliers in the world. It's Chris Gaither, and he is the master somm at the Brown Estate. And the person who helped me today, Ania, hopefully I'm saying that right, but she was incredible, very knowledgeable, great spirits, just a great time. I did she built her own tasting for me, like an educator mix, and she knew that I had experience with the Brown Estate wines. She decided to mix things up. What I didn't know is that they have a port that is mixed with a brandy and some other things I can't remember, but the port was really good. And yeah, it was just a great time at the Brown Estate wine tasting. And by the way, before I forget, so this was at the Brown Estate. So some of the wine tastings I booked, you had to pay for it in advance. This one you did not, because they had different options, which you saw in the menu. Mine was like $70 something, the educator mix, but they have an estate tasting, and I can't remember the other one. The estate was the most, and I can't remember what the other one was, but that one was the least amount. So you pick something based on what you like and what you want to do. I ended up my day at Vin En Noir for a wine tasting, which costs $59 per person, but they do have special events, so definitely check that out if you're in the area to see if there's any events during that time. But be prepared to enjoy some good time and good talks at Vin En Noir. Okay, explorers, so I'm back at the hotel, and I wanted to just, of course, give you the rundown for today. So, to let you get a recap, I started the day, I got up, actually did a tour of the partial tour of the hotel because I didn't finish, which you will see in a different video. And then after that, I drove to Napa Valley. In Napa Valley, I went on the Napa Valley Wine Train, which I did afternoon tea instead of the wine. And then after that, I did wine. Well, I walked around downtown Napa a little bit, and then I went to a wine tasting at the Brown Estate and then a wine tasting at Vin En Noir. And then I came back to the hotel. So let me just give you a rundown or just a review on everything. So the wine train, the Napa Wine Train was great. As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't able to do the actual wine tasting on the wine train. So if you did like the wine tasting, like they had options for booking wine tours on the wine train, even one where you could get off halfway and go to the winery and get back on as the train returned. They also had panorama view seating. They had, I can't remember, there was another booking, I can't remember the name of it, but all of them you had to at least have one other person, or I think on the other option it could be for families. I didn't want that, so I ended up with the afternoon team where I could book it solo, which was really nice. The setting in the afternoon tea was great. The food was great. I was stuffed. I actually haven't eaten much since the afternoon tea, except for some snacks because it was a lot of food. Also, after that, I walked around downtown Napa. If you plan to walk around downtown Napa, I suggest having a plan of what you want to see, where you want to shop, what you want to do, because there is a lot of little nook and crannies of things you can do in downtown Napa. After that, I went to the Brown Estate for a wine tasting. They do have wine tastings, or strictly wine wine tastings as well as food pairings, I didn't see any of those available. So if you want either of those, you need to really watch their website to see when a tasting becomes available. Then I did Vin En Noir, which they actually partner with a lot of the local wines. So they specialize in featuring women-owned brands, minority-owned brands at Vin En Noir. The owner is actually a chef as well that I learned tonight, and it was just such a homegrown feeling. Like I just felt like I knew the owner for forever. It was a great time. I was only supposed to be there an hour and a half. I was there like all night because we were talking and just having a good time. Other people were coming in. I actually saw the owner of the Theopolis Vineyards, where I went on the wine cruise for in 2023, which I have videos about from that trip on my channel here on YouTube. And she came in because she had an event there the prior night, and she ended up getting some wine and staying and talking. So we had a great time there. It was a great experience at Vin En Noir, so I highly suggest going there as well. So that was my time here in Napa Valley today. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. And just to let you know, if you are a subscriber, a new subscriber, doing so helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. And yeah. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thanks button, leave me a little tip. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.